unexpected. I woke up focused on my heart, not focused on my head, because my head is in a habit pattern of wanting love and connection, and why would I walk away from this dreamy man who I adored every minute being with? Thinking about that makes me cry. He was my dream, and all I wanted was to be his dream. And in my head, my mind, it hurts, but my heart feels soft today. My heart feels whole. My heart feels light, bright. It doesn't feel heavy and dark and sad and heartbroken. So very interesting feeling to just like look and feel how my heart feels. How does my heart feel? So I rarely put that much attention on my heart. And so I feel lighter today. Not thinking about the future. The future, when I think about it, I become hopeless and just in despair. Like, I will never have the chance at love again. And all of these habit patterns in my mind start up again. And I just told myself, stop thinking about that. Stop thinking. Your heart knows. Your heart knows. Trust your heart. It knows what it needs. And I had so much clarity yesterday that I couldn't wait another day. I couldn't wait another minute, which is so unlike me. You know, my biggest fear is that I would just walk out of my partner's life and he wouldn't even care. And I feel like that's exactly what happened. He was like, okay, fine, bye. Switched profile photos, done. I'm out of his life. And it's like, yeah, he didn't have the capacity to love me the way I needed it. And today I don't feel shame. I was so shameful of like, oh, what's wrong with me? I'm needy, or no, not at all. My qualities are so beautiful. I'm someone who appreciates connection and intimacy so much. I want to feel appreciated. I want to feel desirable. I want to feel important. And I'm realizing in secure relationships, that partner cares about you, makes you feel like royalty, wants to make sure your well-being is okay, wants to be intimate with you, wants closeness and connection, and to reassure you if you're triggered or if you're having a bad day. And it's not a lot to ask for. For a secure partner, it's natural. It's natural to give that. And I was in a relationship where it was impossible for my partner to do that, even though I would cry and ask him in the best way. And if I couldn't, I would lash out just to try get some attention, which didn't work, and we weren't able to meet each other. Love was not enough. We loved each other so much, and love was not enough. So I just all day brought myself out of my head into my heart, out of my head into my heart. I'm trusting, feeling, oh, I'm excited to go home. Everything's lining up. You know, the bank confirmed, you need to be in Canada to sign your mortgage. My renter confirmed, I will leave at the end of July. My house sitting is done. I need a direct flight. That's very important for me. There's a direct flight at the end of the month. Everything is lining up perfect, and I have to trust, okay, why do I feel light? Why do I feel happy about going home? And then the most unexpected thing really in my mind happened, which was an old crush who lives 15 minutes down the street from me. We met years ago on a dating app, and he was this gorgeous, blonde hair, blue-eyed man. And, years ago, before doing the work, in my mind, I was like, no way. My partner is dark brown hair, dark brown eyes. That is non-negotiable for me. And through years of inner work, I realized where that came from. And it was because my first crush in kindergarten was this beautiful blonde hair, blue-eyed boy. And I had a crush on him for 5 years. And then one day he teased me and it broke my heart. And I said to myself, as a young little girl, blue-eyed boys are not deep enough for me. They're not, they're shallow. They don't have that depth and that kindness in their eyes like a brown-eyed boy. So I've lived with that for 30 years. I lived with that belief system until I started doing some inner work. I read an amazing book that I think a lot of women read, which is Calling in the One. And I did a lot of work one summer. And it said, the one is different than how you imagined them to be. You have this vision, and they'll come in a different shape and a different form. And it's like, oh. So after I read that book, it dawned on me, wow, I have this really close guy friend who we laugh, we have fun together, we have all the same interests, we live 15 minutes away, which is very rare. He's a traveler, he loves the same things as me, we just are really good friends, really good friends. And I was like, oh my gosh, and just shifted that, wow, he's this beautiful man who I adore being around. Maybe this could be partnership. But I was much too shy to tell him. Much too shy. So for 10 months, I kept it a secret and I just would hang out with him. And it was very platonic. We'd go even to comedy shows. We'd go to the spa together. We'd go hiking. It was just always very just nice friendship. Nothing more. And finally, I was single again because, I'd be in a relationship for a couple months or he would be in a relationship. We were just kind of always back and forth talking about relationships, our struggles with relationships. And then finally, after 10 months, I finally got enough courage to go to the spa one night and confess. Well, not really confess my feelings, but question him. So one night in the hot tub, I asked him, I said, so have you ever thought about us being together? And his reaction was kind of so surprised and so reactive and almost like disgust in his face. He was like, no. And that really cut me deeply at that time. And I was so humiliated and embarrassed. I know he never looked at me. He looked at me like a friend. And this has happened, I'm sure, many times in his life. Women who really like him and want to go to another step. And he doesn't want to ruin that friendship. By that rejection, it naturally ruins the friendship. And so I was very hurt. And then I was like, okay, I closed up. And the next day I went on a date with my ex. And I want to be a fuck yes to a man. I want to be like, yes, I want to be with you. Fuck yes. And my ex-partner was that. We clicked and we connected. And he was committed to me for years. And, we had a really beautiful relationship. As much as we could give each other. As much as we could, with our attachment needs. And so And even then, I told my ex, hey, I had a crush on this guy. He's my friend. I had a crush on him. And my ex knew. My ex knew him. We'd go hang out together. We'd go play golf together. We would hang out. You know, we were all friends. You know, that guy had no interest in me. And what can I do? So I'm just giving you a backstory because it's been probably 8 months since we last hung out. I think we played golf the last time, or even the summer. It's been a long time. Or we went for a walk together. Sometimes we go for walks together. And it was probably 8-9 months ago. And I haven't heard from him. We don't talk. We don't anything. And I don't think he knew I was in Costa Rica. He would just see it online that I was traveling the world. And in my mind, I really had no idea when I was going to come home. Like last week, I was like, okay, I'm going to just keep renting my home. And as long as my home's rented, I'm just going to be here in Costa Rica and travel around. And, you know, another opportunity will show itself. And maybe I'll meet someone. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll have friends. I don't know. And then Friday, I got all of this. I went to the internet cafe and I got all of this information. My rent staying until this day. I need to go home to sign my mortgage in August. I have this. I need to get out of the country on, you know, by the 1st of August for my passport. Just like everything. Boom, 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 boom. I was like, whoa. And then I started to think, well, the summer is the most wonderful time of the year in Canada, and the fall is stunning. I was like, wow, maybe it's my time to go home. And it shocked me. That thought just shocked me. And so I thought about that. And I started for the first time. And since I've been in Costa Rica, I started thinking about, okay, I need to go home. Like, it's clear I need to go home. And that was it. So then that night, apparently, this crush I had, you know, years ago, he had a dream about me. And he doesn't ever dream about me. And it was such a profound dream that the Saturday he reached out to me. He's like, JD, how are you? Are you okay? I had a dream about you last night. And it was such a surprise because I haven't heard from him for such a long time. And I reached out. I said, yeah, well, it's interesting. You must have, you know, picked up on my thoughts. I was thinking about home and I was curious how you were doing. But I was like, you know, I haven't talked to him for such a long time. It's awkward just to reach out. So, you know, thanks for asking. I'm like, I'm actually like having a rough time. I'm alone right now. You know, I'm no longer traveling with my sister and my partner. And so I'm sad. And so he reached out. He's like, why are you sad? And I really wanted to know his dream. So today I called him. And he was so happy to hear my voice. That's how we started out. JD, it's so nice to hear your voice. Thank you. We talked for an hour. And he's like, why are you sad? And I'm like, well, I broke up with my partner. And he couldn't believe it. He's like, that was my dream. He's like, I dreamt about you and your partner and you were not doing well and you guys separated and you were like sad. And I was like, yeah, that was he couldn't believe it. Like, we're just so connected. Like, people are so connected. Thoughts can travel distances. And I told him, I'm like, everything is lining up where I'm flying home now. I'm going to come home this summer. And he's like, the summer is so amazing. And I told him, well, actually the day his birthday starts is the day I'm starting a yoga teacher training meditation course. And he was telling me his experience. I'm doing a 100-hour and he did a 200-hour. He's like, JD, that yoga course that I did was one of the most amazing times of my life. Like, enjoy it. Like, just enjoy that time. And I forgot he did a 200-hour teacher training. You know, he's just a couple of years older than me. He sold a company, doesn't need to work, wants to travel. Really everything I'm looking for in a partnership. And he's like, oh, JD, when you come back, you can, you know, it'll be fun to go and hang out again and swim and practice yoga and enjoy Quebec again. So it was within one day, it was just going like trusting my heart, trusting that I'm taking steps and it's leading me where I may need to be. So it was such an unexpected day, so beautiful, so aligned. And it's just such a gentle reminder of when you trust your heart, only beautiful things can happen. You know, just to go back and I felt like I was going back to nothing, leaving this this dream man I dated for years. Like now I'm going back to friends, going at least friendship. I'm going back to good friends. This week I spoke to my other friends and, happy I'm coming home. I'm so happy to come back to my little dog, who's my little boy. Animals bring a lot of security for my attachment style. So he's there and just loves me unconditionally. And I'm so happy just to be back. Yeah, I'm really excited now. I feel really excited about going home and in alignment and trusting the universe will lead me to where I need to be when I just trust my heart.